Well, not to worry, because in this video I'm going to be going over one of my own Smurf games in Gold 3 where I have a very slow start on Vladimir. My team is doing pretty bad and we never have a gold lead, but I keep myself in the game and carry really hard. This video will be split into two parts. Today we'll learn 3 fundamental concepts that allow you to carry from behind. Then, in the next video, we'll see how I use my gold leads to actually end the game as the losing team. Fundamental number 1. Play slow. Whenever you are behind, you often feel like you must make plays and try to force things to bounce back before you're strong enough to do so, because you think you're running out of time. So for example, if you're trying to stack up tier, you may try to force a fight you're not ready to take since you don't have enough AP, leading you to getting killed and losing the game even faster. By doing this, you'll then have no chance to carry then, no matter how good you are. The way you want to play it is a little slower and wait for your opponent to make mistakes. You basically want to get to your point of power without falling behind so you can easily punch people who are out of position and so on. We will look at examples of this later. Fundamental number 2, pay attention to side waves. A lot of players always ask us the same question. Everyone always groups mid and takes my farm after they lose lane, and I don't want to leave them and grab a side wave because they'll team fight and die. So how do I keep up and farm? The answer is, if you have a big wave about to hit one of your towers, you need to go clear that and ping your team back. If they don't back off and they die, that's fine. You're still getting a lot of gold for yourself. Fundamental 3. Know who you can kill. Every champion excels at different things, so knowing who you can kill in teamfights and who you're stronger than on the map influences your decision making. For example, in this game you'll notice I only look to kill Lux, Lulu, or Kate because that's what Vlad is good at, bursting squishy targets. I almost completely ignore Maokai and Camille. Also, I never try to split and look for a 1v1 with Camille because I will always lose. You want to get into the mindset of who can I most easily kill to come back into this game, and play to that condition. Alright, let's move on to the gameplay. First off, let's look at how this game is going. I have a score of 3 kills and 3 deaths after dying to some ganks and picking up a few kills bottom, and the scoreboard looks like this. Camille, Lux, and Maokai are pretty strong and bottom lane is about even. I've done a good job of CSing, which lets me get my first item before Lux. With all that in mind, let's look at the first play that I make to get me some gold. I'm going to show you a little trick that will score you really easy kills as long as you know you can 1v1 the enemy laner. The first thing you're going to want to do is clear the minions quickly, then while they can see you, run out of vision towards bot lane. This will make the enemy laner think you're going for a roam down bot when you're actually going to be waiting for them to follow so you can cheese them for an easy kill. Really easy to do and works all the time in lower elos. This is a great way to force your opponent into an engagement, since it can be super frustrating watching them play passive while their team wins for them elsewhere on the map. Moving on to the next few kills I get, my team takes a fight in mid without me, so I swap to TP and TP on my own tower to back them up. Somehow, they all die without using their ults. Anyways, a lot of players would just go all in here and try to clean up this fight since their whole team just died and they would feel desperate, but that's how you get yourself behind as well. Instead, it's better to take a slower approach and just play off your cooldowns. This is because you don't want to be looking for solo engages until you hit your power spike. For Vlad, it would be after his 3rd item and level 13. For someone like Echo or Fizz, it would be after their 2nd item. As soon as my TP finishes, I need to think about who I'm going for. Lux and Kate are pushed up really far to kill Swain and Lulu is way too low to get near me. I need to ignore Camille because she's just not killable. I need to focus on the squishy targets that I can actually kill. I walk up and use E plus Q on Lux and Kate, then immediately back off to wait for my cooldowns to come back. As soon as they come back, I proto belt and Q to kill Lulu, then back off again for cooldowns. Then once they're up again, I turn and E, Q, and auto Kate to kill her. This only worked because I played slow and waited for them to overextend while waiting for my cooldowns. Just a minute after that fight happened, Lux and Camille still haven't based and my ult and my flash are still up. They are both around 50% HP, which is in kill range for Vlad. So I wait for them to clump up and E flash ult them since I know my team is here and they didn't use ults from last fight. We kill Camille and Lux, who gave the team a ton of gold since they were both shutdown kills. The fight is now over. If you were me in this game, what would you do next? Most players would base and use the gold they just got from that fight, or they would stick around and get into another fight in mid when the enemy team's ult are coming up and would throw the lead they just got. The correct play is to go catch the big wave bottom, clear it, and push 1 or 2 more waves depending on how safe it is. This is because I just used my flash and my ult, so if I try to make a fight here and die, this huge wave will die to the tower, then bounce back to the enemy team, resulting in me losing about 30 CS or more. This is also why it's important to push the next 1 or 2 waves after you clear the big wave. Since your minion will start pushing the other way, you would miss 2 waves there as well. As a general tip, if you see a wave pushing to the enemy team and you know you're going to miss all that CS, you can go clear the waves and fix it as long as you have time to do it and don't need to be somewhere else on the map at that time. For example, if your team is going for dragon and bot wave is messed up, you can go down and push it and then go to dragon. Otherwise, you just have to give up those waves. So, I head down bot and do exactly what I was talking about. After everything that happened in the past few minutes, I'm now recalling with 2300 gold, a 20 CS lead, and a 2 level lead on Lux. The enemy team is still way ahead of my team, but I'm getting strong, which is all that matters in solo queue. The next big play happens right after I recall and come back to mid. The enemy team is sieging our mid tower because they picked our Rakan. Again, the most important thing to do here is play slow, wait for the enemy team to overextend or dive us too hard, then go in. So for the first 20 seconds of this fight, I'm just trying to clear the wave while staying safe. If the tower falls, that's fine. I just need to stay alive and scale for later. Pay attention to my positioning during these 10 seconds. Notice how even when they were clumped up, I'm still not using my Shurelya's and charging in for a big 4-man ult to try to carry this fight. I'm all the way on the left side, just sneaking in a Q when I can and backing off. We can't win a fight when we're a man down unless they straight up dive us, so I'm not going to let my Swain bait me into helping him too much here. It can be easy to feel pressured to help your team when they're trying to engage or pick fights that you know are bad, like the Swain. He definitely is just trying to make up for how behind he is and our team is getting picked. But I don't let this affect me, which lets me pick up kills and carry this game. Anyways, our ADC gets picked and they take the tower, which is fine, but they overstay and get caught by our Jarvan. Now is the time to go all in since they're all really low and are getting locked up by J4 ult. I pop my Shurelya's and my ult and clean up the low health Lux and Lulu. I'm too low health to try and stay and take the tower, so I look at the waves on the map. Bottom has a big wave pushing on us, which Swain should have went to grab, and top is pushing to them. The best play here is to go grab the next 2 waves top before my minion wave kills them, then recall. The same concept as before. On this recall, I now have my 3rd item complete and I'm 8 kills, 3 deaths, and 3 assists. This is when scaling mid laners start to get really strong because at level 13, their second ability is maxed. Now that my 2 main damage abilities are maxed and I have 3 items, I can really start looking to hard carry fights. Most players in my position would be a level or 2 behind the enemy mid since they have the better team at this point and would be at 1 or 2 items. But because I'm constantly picking up side wave farm and playing slowly to pick up kills here and there, I'm 2 levels up on Lux and hitting my power spike that I talked about before, where I can start looking for solo plays in part 2 of this video. So that's it for this one. Catch you later this week for part 2. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.